What's up? What's up, party people? Marijuana Monday. Now, it's been a while since we've had some good news in the marijuana stocks. The Fab 15 had to take a seat on the bench for a few weeks. They had to go down to give you, the people, a chance to buy at a lower price. And like I've told you guys before, when stocks go down, it's not a time to panic. That's the time to buy them. And when they go up, that's not the time to beat your chest and talk about how great you are. That's the time to be selling. You can't hold on to these stocks, people, unless it's Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, Netflix, Apple, any of the big board stocks that we just love and we talk about every single day. You gotta learn to get in and find the companies that you love, and when they go down, you gotta date them, and when they get really low, you gotta snipe them. It's the way it goes with the stocks, and when they go up, you can't get emotional. You gotta let that date go. You gotta let them go. Don't get emotional. I told you guys, don't get emotional. You don't fall in love with everybody you date. That's why it's called dating. Just saying. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. So, what is going on with the marijuana stocks? Let's talk about it. Let's just take a look, shall we? On a Marijuana Monday, let's refresh this and make sure we are up to date on our statistics. Let's see how many are in the green. So as you can see, there are 5 stocks. 5 stocks at the bottom here that are in the red. The rest are in the green. ICC, International Cannabis, at 83 cents, up 3.8% in the green. We've got APHQF, Afira Inc. in the green. We've got INSY, up 3% in the green on a Marijuana Monday. What else could possibly be in the green? We've got Organogram, OGI, also in the green. So what else could possibly be in the green? We've got a lot of stocks in the green. We've got TWMJF starting to make a run. Canopy Growth Corp in the green. Let's just blow this up so you guys can see this at home. There we go. Is that better? Can you guys see this now? Can you guys see these statistics? Can you see these stocks? It's not a huge move, but it's a move nonetheless. 10 out of the 15 stocks in the Fab 15 are in the green. They are not making a huge move, but it is a move nonetheless, and it's a move in the right direction. Take a look at all the symbols. Take a look at all the prices. If you are watching the Fab 15, if you are watching the medical marijuana stocks, today is a very big day. Jeff Sessions will be speaking today. So, I don't know how the market's going to do. I'm a little bit concerned. When Jeff Sessions speaks and he starts comparing marijuana to heroin, man, it gets a little bit scary. Honestly, it gets a little bit scary. And I honestly don't know what to think when that starts to happen. I honestly don't know what to think. So, because Jeff Sessions is going to be speaking today, what do you think will be the effect on the stocks due to Jeff Sessions, who will be speaking today? And you know, when he speaks, he likes to compare marijuana stocks to heroin. He likes to compare marijuana to heroin. So, it's very frustrating as an investor in medical marijuana stocks, a long-term investor in this industry, like some sharks, some dragons. Brett Wilson, who's invested in 12 different medical marijuana companies. If it's good enough for Brett Wilson, it's good enough for me. And he's thinking long-term, and he believes that these companies are just getting started. What do you think? Do you think that medical marijuana stocks are just getting started? When Jeff Sessions speaks today, do you think it's going to have a positive or a negative effect on these markets? Let's take a look. I'm going to call somebody. I'm going to contact our main man, Atila, the medical marijuana gorilla. Where is Atila? Let's find out where Atila is.
You have reached Atila.
Just trying to get a hold of Atila. Atila, if you are watching, give me a call. We are live. I wanted to get your perspective on the medical marijuana industry today. What is going to happen when Jeff Sessions speaks at 6 p.m.? Will this be a good thing for these stocks? Will it be a bad thing for these stocks? What do you guys think? Oh! Hello, Atila. We are live on YouTube. How are you, my friend? Atila. Hello? Atila may have just pocket dialed me. Now, Atila, if you're available and you are watching, we want your inside news. We want your inside information on Jeff Sessions speaking tonight. You're the one that told me. I want to hear from you first, Atila. Give me a call, buddy. Give us a call. Give us a call. What is going on in the marijuana industry today, everybody? There is so much going on. Take a look at the medical marijuana ETF. It's only up just a little bit, slightly. HMMJ up 1.1%. HMLSF up 0.41%. They're up just slightly. But when you start to see all the marijuana stocks in the green, or most of them in the green, and only a few in the red, maybe this is a signal of things to come. And last week we had a start in the trend reversal, where a lot of these stocks were going down. And all of a sudden, they started to go back up again on Friday. They really started to rebound. Now today they're in the green again. Now that's 2 days in a row. Do you guys think this is a trend reversal? Do you guys think this will continue? Or is this just a mirage? Are they playing with our emotions? What is happening here in the marijuana stocks? Do you guys think this is a trend reversal? Kenny Lee, I see you're in the room. What do you think, Kenny? I want to know what you think. Do you think the MJ stocks are going to get back on fire? Well, or do you think this is just a little blip on the radar? Just another day for them to take our money. And then for the stocks to go back down. What do you guys think? 80%. We need a catalyst. We need a CBD company. The perfect CBD company that would give people the ability to actually get healed if they had problems. We need a CBD company that would be able to travel across the globe. We need a CBD company that could be distributed to people in America. Imagine that. America. Jeff Sessions, if you're watching, our CBDs have 0 THC. It's true. 0 THC. So then, it can't be like heroin, right? It has no THC, which means it has nothing in it that's gonna make you crazy, Mr. Sessions. It's only got the good from the plant that we extract and we formulate into a very powerful medicine that saves people's lives. Imagine this, a limited corporation owned by one man with no debt that owns a CBD company that does isolates, CBD testing and selling, and the second company within this limited corporation is a medical cannabis company focused on nutraceuticals. This company already has 2 websites. One that's for the right side, and one that's for the left side, just the in case side, in case, Jeff Sessions, you decide that you want to make CBDs and medical marijuana a Schedule 1 narcotic drug. I mean, the ball's in your court now, Mr. Sessions. What do you think? I don't know. What do you guys think at home? What do you think he's gonna do? It's got me sweating. You got me sweating, Mr. Sessions. Why are you making it so hard for the patients, the people that have injuries, broken bones, people that are suffering from seizures, people that are suffering from pain, people that are suffering, people that have mental illness? All of these people can be helped by CBDs. And yours truly now has his own CBD company. It's true. We don't only have our own app, our own streaming platform, our own website. We now have our own CBD company. It's true. Now, you can either hate or you can participate. And anybody can be a part of the revolution that is happening here at Rich TV Live. Anybody can be a part of this revolution. All you have to do is follow the rules. And yes, we have rules, people. We got rules, and when you don't follow the rules, what happens can be catastrophic. At times. At times. At times, when you do not follow the rules, it can be catastrophic. It can be very catastrophic. Now, why does Mr. Sessions not like marijuana? What is the issue with marijuana, Mr. Sessions? I really like to understand what your issue is with marijuana, a plant that is grown from the ground, that grows in this earth, that isn't hurting or killing anybody. What is your issue, Mr. Sessions? What do you guys think at home? Tim says, Jeff Sessions, he said good people don't smoke marijuana, and compared it to heroin. It's true. Good people, as far as Mr. Sessions is concerned, do not smoke marijuana. Now, what do you think if you're a good person at home and you smoke marijuana? What do you think about that? Do you agree with Mr. Sessions? Do you really think it's so bad? I mean, it's just marijuana. I mean, it comes from the ground. It's in the ground. It comes from the earth. It's just marijuana. I mean, in Canada, it's going to be recreational July the 1st, 2018. It's true. It's going to be recreational, which means anybody can do it. Anybody can do it over the age of 18. As long as you have a driver's license and you can show that to your legal dealer, thanks to Health Canada, you too can have 30 grams on you at all times as of July the 1st, 2018. It's true. This is happening in Canada. Now, our very own Kenny Lee has found some incredible sound effects.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Was that the Chipmunks? Was that the Chipmunks? Let's hear that again. Let's get real close.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Sound like the Chipmunks, right? Chipmunks? Oh my goodness. And we are winning, people. We are definitely winning. The medical marijuana stocks are all winning. And if you're not winning, you're simply not watching. Now the question is, who is watching? I know. That is the sound effect from Kenny Lee for all the trolls if they attempt to come into the room. Now, if there's no trolls, there's no need for the baby. Now, if you do not like Rich TV Live, this baby is for you guys. I'm just saying. We're simply for entertainment and education purposes here, people. We are not experts. We are simply here to have fun and make money. We're simply here for entertainment and education purposes. If you hear that at any time during the show, it simply means there's a troll alert. It's very likely this could happen at some time during the show. So tune in and make sure if you hear this, do not be alarmed. The baby is not actually crying. This is simply a troll alert. And Rich TV Live, we are simply for education and entertainment purposes. We are not here to get so serious. We're not here to get too serious where you get delirious. We want to have fun and make money, people. We love Marijuana Mondays. And we love it more that all the stocks are in the green. Woo! We do. It's true. Now, why do you think they're all up today? Are they in some anticipation of something? And if they are anticipating something, what is that something that they are anticipating today? That's what I want to know. I want to get to the bottom of it. But what we're going to do right now, I want to get to some hot stocks. Let's talk about some hot stocks right now that are happening right now, shall we? What could be hot on a Marijuana Monday? Are you ready? When everything is in the green, we got the Dow Jones up 78 points. That's huge, guys. We got the NASDAQ up 22 points at record highs. When are you gonna stop, NASDAQ? We got the S&P 500 up 11 points. The markets are on fire. Absolutely on fire. Now, what is on fire today, you ask? Look at this. Snapchat. After I talked about you last night, Snapchat. After you kicked me in the nuts. The stock decides to bounce back up today. A ridiculous 7.8%. Trading 47 million shares. One of the hottest stocks in the universe is Snapchat. My goodness, what do we do when we find Snapchat? What do we do when we see Snapchat going to $18? We should be buy. Because like I told you guys, this is a good company. This is a company I really, really like. And this is a company that I think is being run by two really smart billionaires that have just decided to unload a lot of debt. $2 billion of debt, to be exact. And ever since that debt got unloaded, the stock went from just under 24 to as low of 18. Even 17 it was at. Now today, where do you see it? You see it at $20.64 currently as we speak. Snap. What are you doing, Snap? What exactly are you doing, Snap? What is your plan, Snap? What are you planning? Are you the next Facebook? Now, I know that Facebook doesn't like you. I know they don't like you, Snap, because you're competition. Atila, the medical marijuana gorilla. Is that him?
It is him, sir. How are you, Rich?
Oh, my main man. I am so good, man. So good to have you on the show, my friend. I love speaking to you on a Marijuana Monday when everything almost is in the green. What are you thinking about today, my friend? What's on your mind on a Marijuana Monday?
Well, I think there's going to be some big news coming out of the U.S. today. It's regarding Jeff Sessions and how he's going to approach the marijuana situation in the U.S. right now. He's obviously already voiced his attitude towards marijuana, but I think possibly that Congress and possibly even Mr. Trump himself, I'm thinking, I'm not sure, and I'm hoping that they finally given into maybe going along with what's going on with the marijuana industry and maybe supporting it somewhat rather than having such a negative attitude towards it. But we're going to get some news today at 6 p.m. supposed to find out exactly what Jeff Sessions and how he's going to regulate the marijuana space in the United States. We're going to find that out tonight at 6 p.m. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm hearing some kind of positive news in regards to their attitude. I mean, they may just be getting this can't beat them, join them attitude. I think everyone might know of the news of Congress refusing to give Jeff Sessions any money to combat the recreational marijuana space. So that was pretty positive as far as I'm concerned. Their Congress over there just refuses to give him any money to combat it. Not only that, but I also think that Trump's kind of almost backed into a corner a little bit himself, and it may be that the government is suggesting that Trump, if he wants to go through with this, bring jobs to the U.S. and create new jobs, then I believe that he should be, making good with his promise and endorsing the marijuana and the new licensed producers that want to become licensed producers out there, but are having difficulty based on their U.S. kind of attitude towards the marijuana. So I'm looking for some positive news this evening. So won't find out till 6 p.m. this evening.
6 p.m. Eastern? 6 p.m. Eastern or Pacific?
I believe it's going to be Eastern.
All right, so that's 3 o'clock Pacific, so that's not too far from now. So we'll be watching very, very carefully, and maybe if anything crazy happens, I might just come live to you guys and bring you guys the breaking news, because honestly, I don't trust this guy. Anytime he speaks, he's super negative. I don't think it's possible that he's going to just all of a sudden have an epiphany and be like, oh yeah, I think marijuana is good now, after he said that everybody that smokes marijuana is a bad person. And he's multiple times, on multiple occasions, he's already compared it to heroin.
Yes.
The same drug that's saving lives. The same drug that comes from the ground that right now is going to be legalized recreationally throughout Canada July the 1st, 2018.
Yeah. It's great. Canada will be the leading country with in the marijuana industry, but I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of attention being paid on the international markets also. I happen to know that at one point there was only 2 companies that were actually operating out of Europe that are Canadian companies and kind of got their foot in the door in the European market, specifically Germany. But that European market is tremendous. I mean, Germany alone is 2.5 times the population of Canada. So, there's a big market there. And at one time, it was only the 2 people that had their foot in the door. Now everyone's kind of trying to get their foot into that German market space now. So, even that new, and even Australia, recent news there about Australia that the government over there is now opening the doors wide for licensed producers. And now they actually, at one point, I think that IPO we talked about originally, Can Group, had IPO'd there, and they were the first. So there's another one now called OzCan. So it's AUSCAN, OzCan.
OzCan.
They're OzCan.
Okay.
Or Oz Pharmacy, or OzCan, AUSCan, or AUS Farm. I'm not 100% sure what name they're going to go under. I think it's Oz Farm. Anyways, Australian government has opened the doors for the marijuana industry over there now, so they're welcoming the marijuana industry over there. So I wish Jeff Sessions would get on board with that too, and they made it so easy for the Australian LPs to get started over there now. So
it's just so weird. Like, America is the most powerful country in the world. They're obviously getting close to war. Obviously, we don't want to see war here in Canada. We love everybody. We're a very peaceful country. We don't want to see war. However, there is a major issue with a crazy man that is testing missiles and nobody's doing anything about it, and he's just shooting it into the ocean. So, and he's testing it in his own country and threatening everyone in the world. So, I think it's a crazy time, and the fact that the world is about to go to war and we're like at all-time highs in the market. A lot of people are predicting that the market is going to crash and it's going to be catastrophic. And they have not been so wrong. The more they continue to predict it's going to go down, the more the market goes up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going on here. I'm anticipating a crash of epic proportions too, because nothing can continue to go up like this without having a correction.
No, they've been talking about it for a while now, and we don't know when that crash is going to happen. But so many people believe that the markets are going to go for the big crash.
But they're not. It's like the real estate in Canada. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, they're going to crash," and they haven't crashed. They haven't crashed in 10 years. If you just held your real estate in Toronto and Vancouver, you are a millionaire now. Because of Toronto and Vancouver real estate, if you just bought 10 years ago, you are now a millionaire in Toronto and in Vancouver. It's that simple. The real estate is ridiculous. I know here in Vancouver, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nobody has to work. Nobody has to work. We have an entire province of people that don't work because they don't have to, because their real estate just went up hundreds of thousands of dollars in a year.
Yeah.
In a year. In a year.
Apparently, a lot of that is through outside interest, like not Canadian interest, but a lot of other people are buying BC properties out there, and I think with the belief that they're gonna double down on their bet on with the real estate market over there. And let's face it, BC has got to be one of the most beautiful, picturesque provinces, I think, in the world.
Well, all I know is the real estate's on fire, stock market's on fire, everything's going up. I don't see an end in sight. I think it's a great time to take advantage, that's for sure. I hope you guys are taking advantage. Like I told you guys before, if you're not watching, you're simply not winning. I've told you guys this before. If you don't have an appetite for smaller, small cap, micro cap stocks that have the ability to move very quickly, like Atila and like myself, we've invested in a lot of these medical marijuana stocks. A lot of these medical marijuana stocks that we invested in that are moving a little bit today. Companies like Supreme Pharmaceuticals. We've both made money on Supreme Pharmaceuticals. Let's take a look at it today. What's it at today?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Snapchat's making a monstrous... Snapchat's making a monstrous move today, up 8.3%. After going down 20% last week, after it announced a $2.2 billion loss. A $2 billion loss. And all of that $2 billion, most of it being stock-based compensation, which if they just created convertible preferred shares and issued them preferred shares, that would actually been $2 billion of assets that they would have been able to show on their balance sheet as opposed to debt. But apparently they don't know how to structure themselves as intelligently as we would have. But, that's why we are where we are and where they are. No, I'm just joking. Obviously, these guys are very smart guys. They wanted to remove their debt off their balance sheet, and people that are really smart are paying attention, and they're watching what they're doing and saying, they just removed $2 billion of debt, got rid of all of it in one full swoop. Now the stock is just going to climb because on their next quarter, they're not going to have to show a $2 billion loss. So,
right. Well, that's kind of good news, really, though.
That's why I believe the stock is jumping today. In case anybody is wondering why Snap is jumping today, I believe that is the reason why they're jumping today. Because people are sitting there analyzing this and saying, okay, they made $149 million. They made 4 times the revenues of the previous quarter. They showed a $2.2 billion loss. Out of that $2.2 billion loss, $2 billion of it was stock-based compensation. $1 billion of it going to the CEO.
Right. Yeah, I
So
heard about that.
so that's why the stock goes down. All of a sudden today, everybody watches Rich TV Live. Who's watching? They watch Rich TV Live. They say, oh, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And they buy the stock. The stock's going up today. 48 million shares of trading. And it's up 8.3%. Now let's pull up Supreme Pharmaceuticals. We're going to pull it up in Canada first. SL on the CNSX, it's at $1.48. What do you think about Supreme Pharmaceuticals right now?
I think they're kind of just hanging in there, you know. I don't think they're doing a heck of a lot of. There's a little up, little down, you know. It's going up and down a little bit. It's kind of maintaining. But I suspect that very shortly, and I mean very shortly, within the coming weeks, I believe Supreme Pharmaceuticals might be awarded that long-awaited sales license, which they failed to get several months ago. They're getting much closer, I think, to, you know, the reality of what happened there with Supreme is, and I did enough research on this, I came up with my own conclusion that they pretty much more or less had to restart their sales license process from the very first day that they were issued a cultivation license. So what I'm saying is they have to go through that whole entire process again, simply because of the nutrient that they had used with their first couple crops that they grew, and after testing, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the crop, but simply the fact that they did not use the product that was issued by Health Canada. They were given a list of products and nutrients which they were allowed to use, and they kind of veered away from that list that they were given. So,
and you know what? I want to hear something crazy, Atila, on that point. My sources that are very heavily involved in the industry are telling me that not only did Supreme take it on the chin for everybody else, that all the other companies are using the same nutrient.
well,
All of them. All of
I'm
them.
100% sure, Rich, because
Attila,
the reason
I'm telling you, bro, all of them.
You mean, like, I know they all use Remo products. Remo products
Well,
is a line.
so if they all use Remo products and Remo is not on the list, what does that tell you?
Well, Remo products, the nutrients that they do have, they have 7 nutrients that are available to LPs.
Attila, let me ask you a question. So there's a lot of stealing that happens on the streets. So what does the government do? The government catches somebody, they punish that person, and then they tell all the people, hey everybody, if you do this, this is what we're going to do to you. It's a deterrent, right? So how is this any different? It's the exact same thing. They see Supreme Pharmaceuticals do it for whatever reason. They don't like this company. So they say, you know what? We're going to make an example of you. They slap Supreme Pharmaceuticals on the wrist, and Supreme is the only company that gets slapped on the wrist when you and I both know they're not the only company that was using those nutrients. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
What I wanted to get at, though, Rich, what I wanted to really get at is Remo Brands has 7 products for the marijuana industry as far as nutrients.
Okay.
And only one of them was not registered.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, that one and only product happened to be the one that Supreme chose to use. And because it wasn't a registered product with the food and the, I mean, I don't know.
So are you suggesting that this was just pure and sheer incompetence by the CEO?
I don't know so much if it was incompetence.
Or maybe not the CEO. Maybe the CEO didn't even know. Maybe it just was pure sheer incompetence by the growers.
Exactly. Like, you know, they hire these guys, master growers. You think that he would have had a handle, or you definitely think that he would have had a list of those nutrients, the ones that were allowed to be used. You think that list would have been in his back pocket, and that he would have stuck to that list and not used a nutrient that wasn't registered. So, and although there's nothing wrong and iron this out, but I told you before, the minimum amount of time that it takes to register one of those products was 280 days. 280 days. The maximum was 500 days. You know, so that's a year and a half down the road, 500 days, right? I mean, but you know,
I'm telling you, I think it's like anything, man. Once you get on the bad books of somebody, I don't know. I can't disagree with you more with this one, Atila. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think Supreme is anywhere close to getting their license. That's my opinion. I just don't think, because I think that they're just gonna make an example of them, like they already have.
Well, you know how it really actually works. I mean, because they were given a second cultivation license, but that's standard for any LP. I mean, you know, you as you're doing business, as time goes on, you have to keep renewing these licenses, right? So they got their second cultivation license. But what I believe is truly happening there is, yeah, sure, okay, you got your cultivation license, but you still have to prove yourself now because you used a nutrient that wasn't regulated for you to use, and yet you used it. So I think it's more of a punishment. They're making them go through the cultivation process all over again.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's a punishment. So why would you think that they're close to getting their license when they're punishing them? Wouldn't you think that they would be more inclined to punish them and make an example of them, and then continue to make an example of them, and continue to let other people get their licenses, which they've already allowed to do? So these people are getting their licenses ahead of them, and they're sitting there watching everybody get their license before them?
Well, you know, if it was me, I don't know Mr. Fowler's opinion or situation, personal opinion, but if it was me, I would have had my legal counsel already addressing the matter.
Well, I'm sure that they are, but at the end of the day, these guys are going to drag it out, and sure. I'm sure they have their favorites.
That's a costly process too, right?
Okay, Atila, I'm telling you right now, if you do not play the game, you do not win. Now, read my mind, Atila. I am Rich Stradamus. What am I thinking? What game am I thinking, Atila? What game do they need to play with Health Canada? Think about it. There's a big game that happens in business, and it's the game within the game, my friend. And if they do not play the game, they will never get their license.
Well, you know, Rich, you're from that area of BC where
Atila, what game am I talking about? Atila, what game am I talking about? You know what game I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, say that again, Rich.
What game am I referring to?
I don't know. It's rub my back, I'll rub your back kind of attitude.
Of course. Of course. And you've dealt with the man yourself. He's not willing to rub anyone's back. He thinks he can do it on his own, right?
That's true.
Think about it. Think about the mentality of the individual. He's going out there on social media and arrogantly saying, who needs a license? How stupid.
I don't think that was him that put that on there. Obviously somebody else.
Well,
that, you know,
whoever did that is not intelligent. Whoever did that was not intelligent. I'm telling you right now, in this game, you got to learn to play the game within the game. And I have a lot of insiders in the industry that I'm talking to, having my own CBD company, and soon we're going to have our own marijuana show weekly. And we've got insiders in the industry that are going to be telling you guys what's really going on. And I'm telling you right now, that is not the way to handle these guys. A better way to handle these guys is to bring them a big bag of money.
Well, you know, Rich, for the longest time, I believe that also.
Or a really good bag of weed. Or both.
Supreme Pharmaceuticals,
from
the time that Supreme Pharmaceuticals actually got the right to even start the business, it took them forever to get their inspection done. And I think it's because I always felt that they either have Supreme, being from the mining industry originally, and I read an article long time ago that Health Canada was kind of shying away from these guys who were in the mining industry, and all of a sudden they're moving into the marijuana industry. You know, that New Strike Resources, we talked about them before. They're doing exactly the same thing. They're abandoning the other business they have, looking for gold and silver. They're abandoning them.
Mining is dead. Mining is dead in Canada. Mining is completely dead. Gold is dead. Nobody gives a damn about gold. Everybody cares about the green gold.
Yeah.
The HMMJ ETF hit a bottom last week when I told you guys, if you have the app, if you don't have the app, download the app. It's free. And I was on the app and I said, guys, I think the marijuana stocks are hitting a bottom. Everybody was panicking. Oh my God, they're down. I'm sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, I need to buy. I need to buy some marijuana stocks because they are down, which is creating a buying opportunity, people. And HMMJ on May 11th hit $9.12. Today, it's at $9.60. It hit a bottom at $9.12. I'm in at $11.49. I'm not even worried. This is a long-term investment for me, but I'm definitely thinking about buying more, and I might be buying more soon, maybe even today. So I'm always looking to lower my average cost. And any stocks that I bought that are down, I will always lower my average cost. I'm also looking at a lower my average cost on Snap today. Snap is exploding up. Somebody knows something on Snap. Up at $20.70, up 8.2% today. Something's going on with these stocks, and it's all about finding the stocks in real time. Finding the winners in real time before they explode. And once you see that explosion, you got to learn to get out at the highest point. Take your money and run. That's what it's all about, Atila. That's what it's all about, my friend. You did it on Supreme Pharmaceuticals. You got in at 25 cents and you got out at $1.70, right?
Yeah.
So you timed that almost perfectly, my friend. So my question to you is, what is the next? My question to you is, what is the next stock that is going to explode like that? What do you think? What's the next medical marijuana stock? I really like ICC. I love it.
ICC is a beautiful stock. I love that stock. And, I told you before, they had it's almost like they had a crystal ball because they started, it's a Canadian company operating out of Uruguay, and Uruguay is even ahead of Canada because they're totally legal over there.
That is correct.
But they're also getting they're also got their foot in they have got their foot in the German market. So they're also
Germany.
Marijuana.
ICC, a Canadian company, has their foot in Uruguay. Now they're getting their foot in Germany. This is going to be a huge global company, and it's only at $1.13 in Canada right now. I believe it's trading at maybe under $1 in America right now, under the symbol ICCLF. I love this company. ICC, International Cannabis Corp. So does Atila. Who else do you love, Atila? In your backyard, who do you love, Atila? Tell me. Let's talk about him.
One of my not all-time favorites, because they've been around for a while, but they only IPO'd a couple weeks ago, and that's Avcan.
There it is. It went all the way down. What was the lowest point it got to? Do you know?
I believe I saw it the lowest at 84 cents.
84. And what did I tell you, Atila?
You told me, and I wasn't sure. I actually said when it was $1, I actually suggested that it was a good entry point. But you thought that we might see even some lower numbers, and you were right. Sure enough, it came down to 84, and almost to the point of the original IPO at 80 cents. So I kind of held off buying it.
Good.
I ended up actually, I almost bought it at $1, but after talking to you, Rich, I thought, okay, I'm not going to jump in, too eager. you know, you can't, like you say, don't let your emotions do your trading for you. So I waited and I got in at 86 cents. So I bought it at 86.
Good for you, Attila. I think 86 long term, you're going to do very well. And even myself, even at any of these prices, anything under $1, I think is a buy. And at 88 cents, I definitely think it's a good buy, but I'm still sitting at 80 cents. I'm sitting at 80 cents. And I haven't put my bid up because I haven't seen it go there, but I'm going to be looking to buy it at 80 cents if I can. The stocks might just turn around right now and they might all go on fire. So we'll see. And if it does, I might just get in right now because we may see another run here. And I like to gear up for these runs and get in and get out and just sniper it. So who knows, you know, and if I go into ABCN, I'll go big. I'll go big. I won't be going small. I'll be going big. I'll be putting in at least 5 or 10 grand. And I'll get myself, you know, a good amount of position. And if it goes up even 10%, I'll be happy making, you know, $500 to $1,000. I just take my money and run, and then I just look to sniper and do it again. And that's the way I trade, guys. I'm happy. I've got about 20 different stocks in my portfolio. I like to find stocks that I love. I like to find winners. I like to find the Michael Jordans, the Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, the LeBron James, the Steph Currys, the Kevin Durants. I like to find the LeBron James, the best players in the world. I like to find those stocks so that I can watch them and I don't feel bad when I sell them, ever. I never feel guilty, ever. I never feel guilty when I'm buying new shoes. I never feel guilty when I'm buying new cars. I never feel guilty when I'm buying new villas. I never feel guilty. Because to me, they're just financial instruments. They're simply just tools for us to be able to utilize to provide us with a better life. Because at the end of the day, when we die, if we all die with billions of dollars in the bank, I mean, at the end of the day, what was the use of having the billions in the first place?
Right. You got the right attitude, Rich. You know, you can't feel, like you say, don't feel bad about the stocks because they don't feel bad about you.
They don't. And when you guys lose, and I've lost, and all of you guys that are watching probably have lost in the markets at some point or another, I'm a real guy. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. When I lose, I'm not going to feel good about it. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be pissed off. I'm probably going to throw something across the room. I'm probably going to break shit. It's true.
Well, that's the way most people feel. Like they get quite, you know, emotional about it.
You know, when Snap was down, I was choked. You know, now it's climbed back up. It went to $17. I was choked. I'm in at $25. I'm in at $25. I bought in the day it IPO'd. It went to $29. I should have sold it. I was at $1,500. Should have sold it. I didn't. I got greedy. Another example of the rich system. Do not get emotional. Take your money and run. And as soon as you see the stock starting to come down, take your profits and run. Because now, look, I've been waiting for months. Waiting for it to go back up to $30 because that's the price I have it sitting there to sell. I've already got my order to sell at 30. It's just sitting there. One day it will get sold at 30. I know it. It's just a matter of time. The question is how long. So now, if it goes back up to 29, I'll probably just sell at 29. And then wait for it to go back down to 17, 18, 19 again. And then reposition myself. Because now I've started to date it and I've learned its trends. The same thing like with Supreme Pharmaceuticals. You know its trend. You know the way it trades. So you know right now it's pretty much at a bottom.
Yeah, I don't see it going much lower. It got as low as $1.40.
Yeah, so it's at $1.49. So it's pretty much at a bottom.
I think so. I don't see it going much lower than 140 ever, you know. And, you know, if you don't mind me getting back to, like, you know, you suggested about Supreme, you know, yeah, they're kind of somewhat being punished, but I think this is all kind of, I don't know so much if they're singling them out. Yes, other LPs have been using Remo products, but not that particular one that wasn't registered.
No, they were.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, I have industry insiders that have told me.
And it was the identical product?
Oh, yeah. I have industry insiders that told me that Supreme took it for everyone, and you guys can finish my sentence. They took it, and you know what I'm talking about and referring to. They took it for everyone in the industry. The same way if somebody steals something and you catch one guy, and then you just decide you're going to execute him and make an example of everyone, for everyone, and everybody thinks twice before they start stealing. I mean, it's the same thing, guys. And this is exactly what happened. They made an example of Supreme. And I'm telling you right now, Atila, it's because they don't like somebody in Supreme. Because if they liked Supreme, they wouldn't have done that to Supreme.
Yeah, I still think they should have had that.
My opinion.
That license should have been given to them even a week or so ago. I don't know what the holdup is.
Think about it, Atila. We've seen other companies. Nobody's talking. We've seen other companies get their license, my friend.
Yeah.
We saw WMD get their license, Weed MD, before them, and they're at 98 cents. They're at 98 cents.
I know.
How do you explain that? They got their license, and they're at 98 cents, and Supreme Pharmaceuticals, a company that doesn't even have a license, is going to trade higher than Weed MD?
Yeah.
Like, how do you justify that? How do you justify that?
There is no justification for that. I don't
understand. I don't think you can justify it. I think it just simply goes to the fact that Supreme Pharmaceuticals has been around longer. They've raised tons of money. There's a lot of market makers involved in the security. There's a lot of big institutional investors and bankers involved in the security. They're sitting there and they're holding the stock up. It's pretty obvious.
What do you think is going to happen when they get their license? You think that if that stock has the potential to double?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because to tell you the truth, I want to buy Supreme very soon because I think that day is coming shortly.
What do you think about Weed MD? I really like this company. They're at 98 cents.
Yeah, Weed MD is a great company. They're going to cater to the elderly. It just kind of, I think it's a smart move, especially since the elderly kind of are the kind of demographic right now where there are more elderly people in Canada than there are younger people.
Well, the reason is because people are living longer, and people are going to continue to live longer because of marijuana, breakthroughs in marijuana, breakthroughs in CBDs, breakthroughs in technology that are evolving at record speeds. Technology is moving so fast. If you're not willing to change with the times, if you do not adapt with the times, you are a robot, you are a dinosaur if you don't just keep up from what was going on even a year ago, Atila. Would you agree? How the world is changing so fast, how everything is changing so quickly. It's like today's hottest stock, a year from now, nobody even talks about. Like last year, everybody was talking about Canopy Growth Corp. Look at them now. They're like the black sheep. Nobody even talks about them. Nobody even cares about them. They just recently hit a bottom. They started to explode up, which is great. But they're supposed to be the LeBron James of all these medical marijuana stocks, and they're just not performing.
Right.
They're not performing like LeBron.
Well, I read a recent article about Canopy, and there are 10 other LPs out there that are all vying for that European German market right now. So, once those two companies, I think it was Kronos and ICC, who was already in the German market, all these other guys realized, well, here's a market we're not involved in. We need a piece of that market.
And it's funny, I had a German subscriber contact me, and I told him that they were moving into the German market. He's like, no, we in Germany, we don't smoke marijuana here. I said, really? Marijuana is a drug. We don't do that here. I said, really? Okay. Well, when it starts becoming approved all over the world for recreational purposes, and it's being approved and used for medicinal and medical purposes, what makes you think that you're better than this wonder drug? And if you don't want to accept it, that's fine. There's a lot of people all over the world that will. Like, for example, Portugal is 100% legal. I've actually went to a website called Leafly. Have you seen the website Leafly?
Yes, yeah, yes, I get
Wow.
their
What a website. Look at
I get their
look
newsletter all the time.
look at the countries that they distribute to. Portugal.
Yeah.
Portugal is one of the
Uh-huh.
countries. Portugal is one of the countries that they distribute to. Spain is another country that they distribute to. Canada is another country they distribute to. So, if you want to be one of those countries that is one of the only countries in the world that they're distributing to, then you need to get legal. You need to get recreational. You need to move ahead with the times. Look at Colorado. Look at how much money was raised and generated in Colorado, north of $1 billion. So why would it?
I just read an article about Nevada. Nevada is going to start selling their medicinal marijuana actually very shortly, within a month there. They're going to start selling through Vegas, because the number of dispensaries that pops up in Vegas with, I guess, the knowledge of the information of, as a matter of fact, they actually said that Nevada was the fastest one, the quickest to implement their medicinal marijuana program. They did it faster than anybody else.
And why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? There are people all over the world. There are people all over the world that are dying and suffering. And what we have is a miracle drug. A breakthrough in miracle drugs. Our very own Kenny Lee has the miracle breakthrough. If you have cancer, our very own Kenny Lee, Cloud Ninja, is a walking testimonial of how marijuana, CBDs, can save people with cancer, can change your life.
Well, that's great to hear.
I mean, we have people that are walking testimonials of how medical marijuana and CBDs have saved their life. And yet Jeff Sessions wants to go out in front of the public and talk about how it's like heroin and how people that smoke marijuana are bad people. Jeff Sessions, it is saving people's lives. You need to tune into Rich TV Live and you need to educate yourself, Mr. Sessions. I'm not here to throw you under the bus. I'm not here to make you look like a dinosaur. You've done a very good job of doing that yourself, Mr. Sessions. What I want to do is I want to educate you, Mr. Sessions, about this miracle plant that can be grown anywhere in the world that can save humanity from this horrible issue with depression, cancer, anything to do with ADD, ADHD, seizures. There's so many people that are affected with all of these issues. And we have a miracle drug, a wonder drug that grows in the ground that the government of Canada has decided, hey, you know what? 2 thumbs up next year. Anybody in Canada can grow 4 plants and have 30 grams of this medical marijuana wonder drug on them at all times.
Well, that's all great, but I still have issues with the legislation that's been passed there. I think there's still a lot of uncertainty with the legislation that they passed there recently, and to tell you the truth, I'd like to see them relax this regulations because, like they said, Trudeau said they were going to regulate the industry and whatever, but I think it's regulated the hell out of, and I think they need to loosen a little bit of the restrictions on the marijuana. In some cases, it doesn't even make it worth your while to even. Where are you going to get the seeds to grow these plants? Because the only place you're going to be able to get these seeds is from a licensed producer.
Well, guess what's going to happen? And I've told everybody that's in the industry, you either go legal or you're going to jail.
That's it.
Enforcement is going to really get intense. It already has started. Anybody with a license is going to be able to go green and go big, and that's why we will invest and we will get rich on Rich TV Live. Mark my words, people. We are ahead of the curve.
Remember I told you about a place not too far from Napanee? Kingston is very close to Napanee. Kingston, Ontario. You know, home of John A. Macdonald, our very first Prime Minister. So anyways, Kingston, there's a place called 420 Kingston, and you can buy paraphernalia there, pipes, and they were also selling seeds.
Wow, 420 Kingston.
What I recently just found out is that the owner of that store, I'm not going to mention anybody's names because this is a legal matter at this point now for them, and a pretty serious one. I'd be worried about it myself too, and I just recently found this out, but I thought that they raided the place just for the seeds to get the... Who initiated that raid, get this, was Homeland Security and Border Patrol at the United States, at the point of entry in the United States, because the individual over there was exporting his seed to somewhere in New York State, and he was caught.
Wow.
They found out the origin of where the seed came from, and they actually came here to Canada to issue him this American. It's a pretty serious charge. I'm not sure exactly how the terminology for this charge, but you can't even cross borders down in the States with even all these states that are recreational or medicinal. They can't send their product across the border in any way, shape, or form. So here's a Canadian individual who's been sending seeds down to the States and got caught, and they're going to use whatever powers they have amongst them to, I think they're going to make an example of this guy, and it could very quite possibly be that this guy might be doing jail time
I'm telling you guys right now, and I've told anybody that's in that industry, you better be very, very careful to be in that industry right now. If you're going to be in the industry, you might as well work with Rich TV Live. We're going to have our own CBD company. We're going to be working with all of the companies. We're going to be buying their stocks. They're going to be on our show. You might as well be working with us because we're going to do it legal, and you cannot get in trouble if you do it legally. But illegally, when you're not with the government, when you're not with Health Canada, don't you think they're going to make an example of you? Just think about it.
Yeah.
If you're not with them, you're against them. And if you're against them, you're their competition. And when you become the government's competition...
Oh, yeah. Don't put your hands in that cookie jar.
Oh, my goodness. You think that enforcement was big before? Enforcement was a joke before. My colleagues, my enforcement, my insiders in the industry are telling me that everybody in Vancouver is running scared right now. Everybody that's been running an illegal dispensary, which is pretty much everyone, is scared shitless.
Yeah, I don't blame them. They ought to be. They'll be made examples of.
And we have our own CBD company with 99.4% CBD, 0 THC.
Wow, that's big. That's big. I didn't even know you could get that high CBD concentration.
We have the highest in the industry. We are not just partnering and working with a company. We are working with the company. They already have 2 websites. They are already distributing. They are a huge company, and we are going to be looking to raise $100 million when we IPO. And if you Apcan or anybody that's watching want a CBD line, I'm going to be looking for the best companies in the world to carry our CBD products. It's true. So if you're interested in carrying a CBD product with zero THC, so we can actually distribute it in America and everywhere else in the world because our products have zero THC.
Wow, that's amazing. And,
We also make skin cream. We also make isolates. So do your research, people. We are ahead of the curve. I can't tell you guys who we are yet, but I will soon. We are formulating our plan to go public. We are formulating our plan to break it live right here on Rich TV Live. We are going to have our own marijuana show weekly. We're going to have our own CBD line. We are going to have our own CBD products that we will be selling and distributing on our website. We are going to have our own CBD products that we will be selling and distributing on our app. We've got our own CBD line, our own CBD company, and yours truly is getting equity in the company. So,
awesome, Rich.
when I tell you guys will be a part of it. Trust me when I tell you, you will be a huge part of it. Because you guys are watching and you guys are subscribing and you guys are hitting that like button and you guys are commenting on the show. And that's what I need. I need the community to come together, people, so that we can go viral faster, quickly, so that the whole world can see the tools of the gods that we have here live on Rich TV Live. Not only are we changing the world by bringing you guys information live and in real time, 24/7. But I'm letting you, the people, get involved. You, the people, are sharing your videos. So anybody in the world can collaborate with Rich TV Live. Anybody can have a voice. Anybody can have a platform to be heard. And anybody can have a platform to be noticed and discovered as the next star. And everybody can be the next Atila, the medical marijuana gorilla, the next star that comes out on our show and gets a platform to be heard. What do you think about this platform for you to be able to have a voice, Atila? Do you like it?
I think that's an excellent idea. That's a great brainstorm. I think it's a great idea. I can't wait to get involved and listen to people's opinions and, calling in and getting information from all sorts of different people.
Well, think about it this way, Atila. If we have people from all over the world that are watching, which we do, and we have people from all over the world that are subscribing, which we do, and we have people from all over the world that continue to watch and they continue to subscribe, and we have people within our community that are real life walking testimonials of cancer survivors that have the serum, the potion, the tools of the gods to save lives. Why shouldn't we be a household name?
Oh, for sure. That needs, that word needs to get out all over as much as possible.
Why aren't we a household name already? And that's just one of the many things that we bring to the table here on Rich TV Live. Not only do we have our own app where we can all share our own entertainment, sports, stocks, trending, any information in real time. We got our own trading account. Make the right choice. Choose Choice Trade. For only $5 a trade, you too now can join our community and make trades in real time in equities, penny stocks, futures, and options. Make the right choice. Choose Choice Trade. And if you want level 2 market depth for only $55 a month, cheaper than QuoteStream themselves, you guys can get QuoteStream level 2 market depth through Rich TV Live. It's all on the app, absolutely free. And now we've got our own CBD line, and we're in no rush to launch it. We're going to launch it 100% right. We are not going to make a mistake with these companies that we're about to launch. Trust me when I tell you, we are working with a Forbes 500 member that is the CEO of this company that has no debt, Atila. Zero debt.
Awesome. That's a big plus for any company is to not have any debt. I'd be looking at them real closely.
And we're going to be working with the company to structure them. They're going to be going public through Rich TV Live. So we're going to be structuring convertible preferred shares into the company. So all of the shareholders, people like me and people like you, people that will be shareholders in the company. Because when we go public, I will give you, the community, the opportunity to get shares first.
Okay, so I understand. This company is still a private company then.
Oh, it's private. And when we go public and we IPO, trust me when I tell you, everybody in our community will get shares first, at the lowest price first.
Awesome.
And if I can work it where I can get free shares for people within our community, I will. Believe me. Trust me, Atila. So the more work we do for the company, the more we will be compensated. Everybody will be compensated for their work. And I can assure you, whether it's Abacan that's watching, we love you, Abacan. We'd love to work with you with our CBD line. Or it's Supreme Pharmaceuticals that's watching. Hey, Supreme, we'd love to work with you too. You guys need a CBD line? We got one for you. Or it's the Kronos Group who is involved with Abcan. Kronos Group, we love you guys too. We love to give you guys a CBD line. It doesn't matter who it is. You can contact Rich TV Live if you're private or public and you need a CBD line, or you just simply want to invest in a CBD line. Give us a call. We've got some huge things we're working on, and I promise you, our Forbes 500 CEO has no debt and is already making millions of dollars with this company. And this company is already valued in the multi-millions. And we're looking to raise $100 million. I'm going to be putting together a package to approach Silicon Valley's top 100 funders. So get ready. Silicon Valley, if you're watching, I'm approaching you. I'm putting together the package this week. I'm meeting with my CBD partner on Wednesday, and I'm going to be putting together a package for you guys for the $100 million that we're looking to raise. So, Silicon Valley, I will be there soon. Get ready. Rich TV Live is coming to Silicon Valley.
Wow.
And we are bringing our own CBD company, and we are targeting companies that love medical marijuana and love the future of medical marijuana. And I've been doing a lot of research. Go ahead, Atila.
That was a great move on your part there to get yourself connected with this CBD partnership of yours.
Hey, you know what? This partnership came because of a friend. I got to give a shout out to Paulo Amorim. You are a scholar, my friend. He is the one that brought me DYA. DYA has been a huge winner for me, and I've compensated Paulo for that. And he now has brought me this opportunity. And Paulo, you're going to get rich, my friend. And Paulo brought me this opportunity, and thanks to Paulo, we all now have our opportunity of a lifetime, our own CBD company. And Paulo is bringing, are you ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? Paulo, one of my close friends who brought me the CBD company, he's working on bringing the CBD line to 975 LA fitness stores.
Wow.
They're looking to carry it for people that have pain. So go work out, take our CBDs, and recover faster. And then come back to the gym the next day and then buy more of our CBDs.
And are you going to be, are they going to be mainly operating in the U.S.?
No, we're right here in BC, man. It's right here in Vancouver. But they're going to be operating everywhere. They want to operate all over the world. They want to go after China. They want to go after America. And obviously, we're in Canada. We're here in Vancouver. So Canada is obviously our huge market, especially when it goes full-blown recreational. It's going to be just absurd. It's going to be absurd. That's why we're in no rush, Atila. My partner is in no rush. I'm like, I want to sell it. I want to sell it. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to sell this. I want to sell it. They're like, Richard, just relax. Focus on just testing the products. That's what they say to me. And I'm like, I want to sell it. They're like, you haven't even tested the product yet. Test the products. Tell us how much you like them. Sample the products. Let's plan on what we're going to talk about when we get on the show. Let's be very strategic. And let's launch properly. And I'm just like, wow. Okay. I'll follow your lead. You guys lead. I'll just follow. Whenever you're ready, we'll be ready.
Yeah. You know something?
Wow.
One of the, I think that recreational is going to be great, I think.
Mind-boggling.
But so many articles have I read recently that it's the medicinal, and that's where the real big money is going to eventually be.
That's where the big money is. It's all in the medicine. It's in the nutraceuticals and the isolates. CBDs, there's 2 words you guys need to research. Nutraceuticals and isolates. And our CBDs are 0 THC. 0. And that is why we're the only company that can distribute worldwide. That includes America. We'll be watching today, Jeff Sessions, very carefully. Our partners are extremely educated, intelligent, sophisticated individuals. They will be watching very closely.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, it's interesting. I'm looking. I remember last week, a week and a half or so, Cannabis Wheaton Income Corp, CBW.
Yes.
That's streaming IPO'd last week. It's a streaming company. But, I'm finding out more and more details about this company. Not only do they also offer funding to help new companies, marijuana companies, break into the industry. So they have the expertise to tell them who to hire, to avoid the kind of mistakes that some of these companies have already made.
Well, it's kind of funny. What you're saying is exactly what we're going to be doing. We are going to be pioneers in cannabis education. We will be the pioneers in cannabis education. Just wait until we launch and you guys see what we are doing. We are looking for some funding. We don't really need the funding. We don't even need the money, to be honest with you. Our CEO is very wealthy. We don't need the money. The money is for the research. It's for the education. It's to build the facilities. But as far as revenue generating businesses, our business is very revenue generating, has incredible ROIs. The return on our investment is spectacular. So we can make it worth the while for all the licensed producers to get in contact with Rich TV Live, work with us as distributors, and carry our products. Because they will make over 100% return on investment.
Wow. Why wouldn't you want to invest in something like that?
Oh, trust me when I tell you, the return on investment is in the neighborhood of about 600%.
Wow.
Just put that into perspective. That's just on one product, but just put that in perspective. So even if I was to resell it at $5, and let's say I bought it for $2.50 and I sold it for $5, and they were selling it for $15, they would be able to make a $10 spread. So what do you think I'm going to be able to do on my website? What do you think I'm going to be able to do on the app? For people that want to buy CBDs, we're going to be able to carry our own products. I can't wait to sell our own products.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the upsell is incredible.
Yeah.
The upsell is incredible. It's fabulous. And the fact that you're helping people, you're making money and you're helping people legally.
Yeah.
So trust me when I tell you, we are on top of it. We are ahead of the curve. We are the future. Rich TV Live, we are the future. We are the future of streaming television. We are the future of streaming medical marijuana breakthroughs in CBD and medical marijuana. We have a lot of medical marijuana companies that are looking at us, watching our show. And as we get bigger, we're going to have more. And trust me, we only get bigger. So any companies that aren't on our show right now, that are watching, thinking about coming on our show, what's holding you guys back? I mean, you should get on now while this revolution is happening. Because eventually, when we have millions of watchers and millions of subscribers and millions of people that have our app, you're going to just get buried. But if you get involved now and you get the opportunity to get some exposure now, when our channel's still small, you may be a small company, but you might explode because we're exploding. So you might as well come along for the ride too.
For sure.
Just an idea. I'm not forcing anybody. It's only $60,000 for 6 months to be a part of this network if you're a public company. And if you're a private company, we'll do it for $30,000 cash for 6 months. $5,000 a month to get onto every single major streaming platform on the planet. I don't know. I think it's worth it. What do you think, Atila?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's so many people out there that want to benefit from the medicinal marijuana, but they don't want any of the THC, the psychoactive ingredient in the marijuana. They don't want to have anything to do with that. So this is just perfect for addressing other medical needs without having to deal with the THC part. So
just imagine, our channel does not have, we only have 18% of our channel is women. 82% are men. What do you think is going to happen when we start carrying our own CBD skin line?
Oh, for sure.
Skincare, which reduces wrinkles. Now, I don't really need it yet, thank God. I got, some good genes. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you to all the mothers on Mother's Day. We love you, Mom. But luckily, I don't really need it much, but I will use some a little bit on my forehead here and try to see if I can remove those wrinkles from all the grimacing. But if I can test this out, and if some of the women and men want to test this out, maybe it'll increase the amount of women that are watching our show. And maybe we can even have a show for women that can talk about the skin products and some of the products that the women can use and they test and how they like it and how maybe they don't like it or why they do like it or why they don't like it. And they can just give us their testimonials live on Rich TV Live.
Yeah.
So I have so many ideas rolling around in my head. And that's why I encourage you, the people, send me your videos. Send me your content. If you've got a community, I know that Dave Coggins, we've talked about getting your wife working with Rich TV Live because she has a community on Facebook and maybe we can get her on the show. I would like to speak with you this week, Dave. Speak with your wife. Let's get her on our show, okay? And let's start doing a show, a woman's show on Rich TV Live, and then we can introduce the product. And if they like the product, who knows, maybe we can have a show where we just talk about the product and talk about different products that we introduce to women of all ages so that we can increase the viewership on Rich TV Live, because we believe that Rich TV Live is for women and children and people of all ages. We see the demographics. We literally have children all the way to senior citizens that are watching Rich TV Live every single day. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. Continue to like and subscribe and comment on the show. It's because of you guys that we have this unprecedented growth. And without you guys, none of this would be possible. And thank you, Paulo, for introducing me to the contact of the century. Or the contact that's given us a CBD line in May. What does June have in store for Rich TV Live? Every month, something new's happening, Atila. I don't even know what the future holds. All I know is it looks very bright, my friend. What do you think?
Oh, for sure, absolutely. The industry is moving so fast, it's hard to keep up with all the new news. There's so many companies involved, and they all seem to be coming out with some sort of new news, and quite frequently now, you know, and you can see the industry just starting to, you know, really gather moss, you know. It's this is really going to be big here, the marijuana industry, and globally, like I said before, this is going to be a global industry in the marijuana industry. It's going to be global, and
we're going to be able to rewind the videos. We're going to be able to rewind the tapes and talk about companies like Organogram that are trading at like $2, and Aurora Cannabis that are trading at like $2, and ICCLF that are trading at $1, and Abcan that are trading at 88 cents. And we're going to look back at this in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And these stocks will be at $5, $10, $20. Some of them may be touching $100.
You know, although I was a little disappointed about the marijuana stocks kind of, you know, going for a dive a little bit. You know, they've kind of gone backwards somewhat. You know, there was, I think they've really slowed the industry down a little bit as far as, you know, guys like IROC.
I love ACDF.
You know, but, you know, all they did was create, like you say, Rich, a buying opportunity.
That's it. And that's why I say you got to date the stocks. You got to be snipers. You have to be ninjas. Don't get emotional. Buy low, sell high. I make mistakes all the time. That's why Rich TV Live is strictly for entertainment and education purposes. When I buy a stock, I sit on it. I hold it. If it goes down, I just wait. If it goes down a lot, sometimes I buy more to lower my cost. If I buy Snap right now, my cost will be $22.50. I bought it $25. If I buy another $7,000 worth right now, my average cost will be $22.50. I don't really even like that average cost. So for me, I like to wait. If I see it go back down to 17, 18, maybe I'll buy somewhere at that price. So I'm always just kind of watching. And I'm never panicking. I never panic. Never panic. Because stocks have changed my life. They've given me tons of freedom, made me a lot of money, and I accumulate. I accumulate and I accumulate and I accumulate.
What's Twitter worth today?
Twitter, let's take a look. Twitter is worth $19.14, up another 2.9%. Another company that I absolutely love, guys. I love Twitter. I love technology companies. They're up 2.9%. Traded 16 million shares at $19.15. I absolutely love Twitter. I absolutely love him. I love Twitter. I love Twitter.
Potential to surpass them, I think.
Oh, I think Twitter's a monster. With what they're doing with live streaming, they are the future of live streaming. Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, Netflix, all four of these companies as technology companies, I love them. Apple, love them. Google, love them. Amazon, love them. I love all of those companies. They are all monsters, and I put Twitter in the exact same category.
Yeah, several investors have upgraded Apple. They seem to think that Apple's going to be hitting the $185.
Well, guess who just bought a bunch of Apple?
Who's that?
Warren Buffett.
Yeah. Well,
Success, you guys, in order to be successful, all you got to do is follow the clues. Success leaves clues. And Warren Buffett just tripled his stake in Apple. He now has $19 billion worth of Apple.
Wow.
He tripled his stake in it. So, if it's good enough for Warren Buffett, it's good enough for yours truly.
Yeah, he's got so many contacts that he gets the information first. So
Well,
I can understand him loading up on that.
he is the information. He is the
Yeah,
news.
pretty much.
When Warren Buffett decides to do something, everybody follows. When Warren Buffett speaks, everybody follows. When Warren Buffett buys a stock, everybody follows. They don't even have to do the due diligence anymore. They're just like, okay, Warren Buffett just tripled his stake in Apple. That's good enough for me. I'll buy some more Apple. It's as simple as that. If you follow Warren Buffett, you will be successful. It's as simple as that. If you follow companies like Facebook, you will be successful. If you follow companies like Twitter, you will be successful. If you follow companies like Snapchat, you will be successful. I'm telling you guys, these companies are giants in a new world in 2017 where we don't even know what social media is. But we all use it every day. And all of these companies are the most powerful companies in the world. Google, Facebook, Amazon, Snapchat, Twitter. These are some of the most powerful companies in the world. They're all technology companies. They all have to do with the phone. Apple is the phone. iPhones, Macs. They are the phone that everybody uses every day. Why do you think the Apple stock's going up, guys? Come on, people. Pay attention to what you're doing every day. We watch Netflix every day, don't we? We don't even watch cable anymore. Well, guess what? Netflix is on fire. We use Amazon every day to buy products, don't we? Well, guess what? Amazon is on fire. We use Facebook every day to communicate. Guess what? Facebook is on fire. You don't even have to go past what you're doing every day to find out what you should be investing in.
Rich, do you think we can talk briefly here about actually a company that actually comes out of BC? You must have heard their name before, Broken Coast.
Broken Coast? No, I haven't heard of them. Tell me.
They're a marijuana LP in BC.
They're licensed?
And they are actually licensed, yes. They just partnered with Cannabis Wheaton Income Corp.
Wow. Crazy.
And I want to read an article, if you don't mind, Rich, if I can read an article here about Cannabis Wheaton Income Corp.
Go ahead.
So they've now partnered with, just announced new corporate news this morning, that's today, is pleased to feature its partner, Broken Coast. So that's Cannabis Wheaton Income Corp. has now partnered with Broken Coast Cannabis Limited. So,
wow. That's huge. You guys heard it here first. Atila breaking the news. It hasn't helped Cannabis Wheaton. Their stock is down 6.6% today.
I know. I don't understand that. You know, it's funny how sometimes I see positive news, and for whatever reason,
the stock goes down.
The stock goes down for whatever reason. But this is still, regardless, positive news. So I'd like to talk a little more about this Cannabis Wheaton. So they've partnered with that. With Broken Coast. So let me tell you a little more about this article here about Cannabis Wheaton. Cannabis Wheaton's first cohort of streaming partners include 14 outstanding companies in 6 provinces across Canada, including 2 sales license holders, 2 cultivation license holders, and these are, I guess, what they call affirmations, where they've partnered with companies, but they don't currently have licenses. And this is what Cannabis Wheaton Corp is going to help them do, these particular partners, is to help them get their licenses and their cultivation licenses and their sale licenses and exactly how to set up their operations. So let me just tell you what they've accumulated so far. It says here, collectively, our streaming agreement includes future capacity of approximately 1,300,000 equivalent square feet of cannabis cultivation and production capacity.
This is crazy.
To Cannabis Wheaton Corp.
You know, my thing is like, how are you gonna manage a 1.3 million square foot facility? This is the problem with these companies. They have these huge facilities, but they don't know how to grow. So they're sitting there spraying the shit. They're spraying their crops. They're spraying their crops because they're so big. They're like a huge forest. Like, these guys are going to consistently have problems with these massive crops. I think sometimes when you grow bigger, you reduce your quality.
On, Rich.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Rich. I hate to interrupt you, but that number that I just gave you, that 1,300,000 square feet, that's a combination of square feet by 12 other companies that have partnered with Cannabis Wheaton Corp. So it's a total of 1.3 million square foot. And I could give you the list here. I'm looking at it now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
That's a lot of square feet.
12, 13.
That's a lot of marijuana.
13. These are 13 companies that have now partnered with Cannabis Wheaton.
That's a lot of marijuana, man. That's a lot of marijuana.
Between those 13 companies, they're going to be, and what Cannabis Wheaton Corp is going to get out of this is they're going to get a certain number of square footage, whatever agreement they've made with that company as their product, as they're going to get a cut from every single one of these companies. So some of them, they actually say how much percentage here. Sundial Growers, right now it's just an affirmation letter, but they've got 5,500 square feet of production.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of small, but you know, this Green Relief, okay, they have a sales license. They're in Ontario. They've partnered with them. They have 24% ownership of that company.
Wow.
Yeah, they got Atila Inc., which is, they haven't even got a license or a cultivation license, but yet they're a partner. They own 16% of them. Canahort Agriculture, they own 18% of them. Some of these companies don't even have a license, but several of them do. So, and you know, Cannabis Wheaton Corp will grow far greater later on in time. It says here that Chuck Rafiki, he's the one who started actually Tweed, which is now Canopy Grow. And he grew that into a 500,000 square feet of thriving marijuana grow capacity. So that's what Canopy Corp is doing now. 500,000 of grow capacity, I believe, with all the companies between the three companies that they've bought up. So that's a lot of square footage to be growing out of.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of square footage. The stock does some weird stuff. Like, if you look at the stock, it's really odd. It hit a high today. Take a look at this, guys. I mean, this is something I want to be able to really show you guys and teach you guys. Okay, so if you guys that are watching at home. So take a look at this, guys. It hit a high today of $1.27. Okay? Sorry, it hit a high of $1.27. Right here. It hit a high of $1.27. And it hit a low of 98. It's currently at $1.14. So this stock is kind of crazy, you know?
This Cannabis Wheaton Corp, right?
Yeah, CBW. It went from It went from, it opened up all the way at $1.27, had a lot of people excited, and anybody who bought at $1.27 immediately got screwed, went all the way down to 98 cents, got shorted the shit out of it, and then at 98 cents, if you bought it as a sniper, you could have picked it up at 98 cents and immediately sold it right back at 114, 113, where we're at right now. So the stock is just crazy. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
That's just based on the news, because I'm assuming
I don't know.
a lot of people got the same
Scary.
report that I got, and I think that that's what probably drove it up to 127. And let's face it, when a stock starts to move like that, who gets hold of it? The short seller.
Oh, of course.
And they immediately start selling off, and that's why it's gone back down. And what's it sitting at right now? 114.
114.
Did it go as low as 99 or something? You were saying?
Yeah, 98 was the lowest.
And then it went back up to 114.
Yeah.
Well, I still would have bought it at 99 when it went back down, just to see it go up to 114.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you were a sniper and you're watching it carefully, it would have been a really good sniper opportunity. Right now, in the HMMJ ETF, only 4 stocks now are in the red. Almost all the stocks are in the green. One of the only stocks in the red is Canada Royalty Corp, CNNRF, down 6% currently. 6.73%. They're not in the HMMJ ETF anymore, but they're one of the marijuana stocks that's down. All the stocks in the medical marijuana ETF, with the exception of GWPH, which is down just under 1%, it's at $103, and ZYNE, which is down 1.4%, which is currently at $19.31. If you look at a lot of these stocks compared to where they were even a few weeks ago, these are all for sale, guys. All these stocks are literally for sale. So
What's
these
that
are
ETF worth today?
the ETF's at $9.58. I think it's a great price. It's been as low as $9.12. It's been as high as $12.40. So right now we're at $9.60. So we're not at the bottom, but we're pretty close to the bottom. So I think that there's a run in the MJ stocks coming. I don't know if this is the beginning of it. This is 2 days in a row in the green, but I believe this may be the start. This may be the catalyst of a run.
I'm hoping. I'd like to see that because, I enjoyed those last year. I enjoyed those runs last year.
Are you listening?
Atila, we've been live for 1 hour and 47 minutes, my friend. I think it's time to go. I think it's that time, buddy.
Keep an eye on that. CBW because I think that could be a great. I do a little homework on it too. Go right on the website on Cannabis Wheat and Income Corp and find out more of what they do because they help these
Cannabis Wheat and Income. We are looking to raise $100 million for our CBD company. If you're looking for a company, a CBD line, Rich TV Live. Think Rich TV Live.
For sure. And I think they ought to get connected with you too. So actually, I'm gonna make a call. And
make those calls, guys. Make those calls. I'm only one guy. I can only be in so many places, but you, the people, you guys can call everyone. Call them all. Put it on my plate, guys. You guys make the calls. Throw it on my plate. I will find the time to interview them, to build a social media platform for them, and to bring them to the world. We'll do it. Trust me. Trust me on that. We'll make it happen. All right, Atila. Thank you for joining us, my friend. It's always a pleasure having Atila, the medical marijuana gorilla, on the show, live on YouTube, the greatest streaming platform on the planet. Thanks once again, Atila. You are a fountain of information, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you, Rich. I can only keep track of so many of these stocks myself. There's so many of them lately to keep track of. They keep popping up all over the place. I'll keep you informed as much as I can with any new news in the industry when I can.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much.
It's been great talking to you.
It's been great talking to you once again, Atila. Have yourself a great day, and I'm sure we'll be speaking soon.
Thank you, Rich. You too. Bye-bye.
Cheers. There it is, Atila, the medical Marijuana Gorilla. And wow, we've been going for almost 2 hours. It is going crazy. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Now, it's about that time of the show where it's about time to go. So make sure you visit Rich TV Live. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that like down below and comment on the show, because all I do is bring you breaking news and information in real time. And oh yeah, occasionally a chicken dinner. Once in a while, a winner. PTHN up 33%. Ooh yeah. Traded 42 million shares. It's a winner. And how about this? NIHD up a ridiculous 67% on the NASDAQ, trading at 61 cents. Traded 2 million shares. Is it on your watch list? Is it on your radar? If it's not, it should be. In fact, I'm going to write it down. Probably a good idea to write these down. PTHN and NIHD. I'm going to write it down because they are winners. And we're going to start dating live on YouTube. It's true. We are now dating NII Holdings. What about this one? SORL. I talked about it earlier in the morning. Up 29%. If you're not winning, you're not watching. At $5.87, up 29%, traded 10.9 million shares. The question now that everybody must be wondering is, while I write this down, who's watching? Who is watching? No, seriously though. Bringing all these winners for free. And what about this? IDSA. Ooh, yeah. Another winner. Chicken dinner for everybody. If I give you one more, you know what's coming. After 3 winners in a row. Let's see if I got one more. You ready? How about this? TRVG. Trevigo on fire. And Fuego up 15.9% at $20. Traded 7.7 million shares. Make sure you like and subscribe. Keep sending your videos, would you? I really like it. Get the app. It's absolutely free. And make the right choice, would you? Choose Choice Trade. For only $5 a trade, you can join a winning community and get our buying signals in real time. Now, what could possibly be up right now? Definitely not CBW. That one is down. But that could be creating a buying opportunity. But what is up right now is Snap Inc. Snap Inc. up 7%. You know, I love the winners. I love buying low and selling high. And I bought this one way too high. But if you got in last week, you're winning. And if you're not winning, you're simply not watching. So just subscribe already, would ya? We'll see you guys soon. With more breaking news, because that's just what we do. We break the news. Let's get back to the topic of the day, marijuana. Our very own Kenny Lee loves marijuana, loves the marijuana stocks, and he loves the CBDs. You guys ready? You ready? The question is, are you ready? You know I was born ready. These are the states in the green where you're allowed to smoke the green. One tip here, one tip there. And everybody else in the middle, except for Colorado, that little golden place, that $1 billion place, you can't have marijuana. It is illegal. It is a drug. Schedule 1 narcotics, says Jeff Sessions, who's speaking tonight at 6 p.m. Doesn't like these little things right here. Even though our very own Kenny Lee has said it has saved his life. Let's see our Kenny Lee in action. We'll see you guys soon. The Cloud Ninja. Peace.